decimal.
Okay.
This is t, okay? And
Mm-hmm.
then this n is the number of compounding periods. So since it's compounded quarterly, that means n equals 4. Now there's a bunch of these n's. There's annual, monthly, quarterly, weekly, daily. We can get to all that if we need to. So now it's just a matter of putting those values into the equation, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell me what 5% is as a decimal?
0.05.
Perfect, 0.05 divided by 4, and that's 4 times 5, okay? What kind of calculator are you using today?
I don't really know like the specific word, but it says like Texas instruments on it. I can turn my camera on and show you if you want.
No, 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 but you got like a TI 83, 84, or what do you got here?
It says TI Inspire
Inspire.
CX.
Perfect, perfect. Okay. So the
Yeah.
only issue maybe with the TI Inspire is making sure all of this gets into the exponent. Okay. But if
Yeah, I don't
you
know.
should
I
be
don't
able,
know how to put things into the exponents online.
okay. I don't have an Inspire. I've got an 8384 emulator. I'll see about getting that there. For now, I'm going to drop in the chat an alternative here for us to just to get through this lesson. Um, in the chat, there's a link to a scientific calculator. I'm going to show you how I enter it. One of the things I like about this one is that you can enter it exactly the way that it is written with a small difference there. Um, so do you want to
Wait.
give this a try on your calculator?
Sure, but for some reason when I clicked on the link, I can't see like the screen anymore.
All right, you'll have to exit out of you have to kind of just move some windows around if be able to get back to the Zoom. You may have to
Oh
exit full
yeah.
screen.
I found it. I found it.
So I like this calculator because you enter it the way that you write it. With one exception, you got to put the exponent in parentheses, but it doesn't matter to me how you do it. I just want you to try to do this calculation because that's really the core thing when you're doing this is like, is the calculation correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hello?
Yes.
Oh, sorry. I thought it cut out.
Um, so go ahead and give this a try. Let me know what you come up with, and we'll proceed through some more questions here.
Okay. Hold on, just give me like 5 seconds. How do you add an exponent on this calculator?
Are you talking about the Desmos one that I sent you over?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's this A to the B button that you'll see. Let me snip that in.
All right. Yeah, I think I got
It's
it.
right there. It's right there.
All right.
And then you do have to put it in parentheses when you're multiplying.
Okay. Okay. I got 7,051.204,774.
Perfect. Perfect. Now it's just a round to the nearest cent. So that means it's 7,051 and 20 cents like that. That would be your final answer. You're welcome to check that now if you want, or if you want us to do it later on, that is fine.
All right. I don't know. I guess we can check it later.
Okay. All
Um,
right. So let's look at the next question here that you've sent over. Um, for future lessons, when they're kind of wide questions like this, if you can make your screen like half screen when you take the snips, they'll just frame a little better here. But
yeah,
let's go
I'm
take.
still trying to make it to where I can see both, but I'm having like a lot of trouble for some reason.
What do you mean by both? We should.
like I can't see like your screen and then the calculator at the same time. And then when I try to get off the calculator, I can't see yours again.
Okay, you got to be able to see my screen. Don't worry about the calculator today. Um, just get
Okay.
back to where you can see my screen, I'll have you stick with the handheld, your Inspire calculator for now.
Okay. I don't know why. Like, I'm so sorry I'm having so much trouble. But
That's
like,
okay. That's why we do the try it out lesson, just to see if we can work out any of these technical issues as well.
okay,
Unfortunately, I'm not able to provide much support, but if you could get back on the Zoom, usually you're just clicking to the Zoom window, Zoom app
I mean,
on
I
your.
have a Zoom window open, but it says like sign in, like it's not like up open.
There's typically two windows that you'll see. So we can't
I
really proceed with the lesson until you can get back to where you can see my screen here.
hold
Let me
on.
go ahead and stop sharing, and then maybe I'll reshare. That maybe will help you on your side.
Yeah. Okay, no, yeah, it started working again. Oh, it went away.
So it should come back here as I'm sharing my screen. Are you able to see my
Um,
screen now?
no. Is it okay? Maybe I can go ask my dad for help.
Yeah, we just need to get you on the right window so you can see the lesson here. So sure, yeah.
All right, sorry, I'll be like right back.
Okay.
Okay, we're gonna try and fix it now.
Okay.
All right, so everybody can hear each other?
The issue, she was able to see the screen, and then I had her click on a link for a calculator, and then she wasn't able to navigate back to the Zoom window where I'm sharing my screen.
Yeah, do you see it?
Let's see.
I don't want to hang up accident.
Can we restart the Zoom maybe?
Yes, yes, absolutely. If you guys need to leave, you can leave and rejoin. But really, there's just usually two windows that Zoom has. Yeah, just kind of the initial login and then the actual.
Yeah, I see the login.
There
Maybe
should be a
click
second
that.
one because it shows
Oh,
on
we
my
got it.
side that I'm screen sharing and all
Okay,
participants can see
yeah.
it.
All right, we fixed it.
Awesome. Okay. So for this question here, it's talking about calories and food counts and fats and carbohydrates and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
They're giving you an equation, and this is kind of a test taking strategy here. Is when you're given an equation, you're likely going to populate that equation with some values. The thing is, though, is these are not necessarily in the order that they appear in the equation. Okay. Sometimes they use letters that don't make sense. It says H is the number of carbohydrates, that's H. It says F is the number of grams of fat, that's F. And then the P is the number of protein. That seems to be make the most sense here for those. So you're literally just putting those values into the equation. So if you want to grab your calculator again
Yeah, I
and
have
do
it.
this calculation, we should get 165.
All right, yeah, I got 165.
So you know with Pearson, they give you the right answer after you check it like 3 times. I think is
Yeah,
the usual. And then you can redo a problem. So when you redo the problem, all that's going to change is probably these numbers here, 13, 7, and 5. So it gives you a chance to redo it there.
all right.
Any questions on that before we proceed here?
Nope.
Is this like a diagnostic review or something? Because you're kind of all over the place in terms of the questions. They're not like all in the same
Um,
category.
I'm not really sure because like my teacher just like assigned it. It was supposed to be like a review, but I wasn't in her class. Like the way like she had a freshman class and then she didn't have a sophomore class and then she had a junior class and I'm one of the only people that wasn't in her freshman class. So like I'm like way behind on her like review.
Okay, and that could be part of the issue, just trying to get caught up with some things here. So 'cause this is actually a geometry problem. It really doesn't have anything to do with algebra 2 at the moment.
Yeah, I
So
saw.
it's a little odd. Is this the kind of homework assignments that you expect to see in this class? Kind of these
Mm,
uh,
not
Pearson?
really. Like honestly, like we already started on like the next unit and like it wasn't anything like this. I think this is just supposed to be like this assignment was supposed to be like a
Okay.
review, but
Is there any of those problems that you would prefer to work on? Something more, current, or do you want us to keep proceeding through this?
maybe we could skip to one more current. This is like the only like one like this on here. So maybe we could just go to the next one if
All
you
right.
want.
Okay, so give me an example. Just tell me which problem you think you would like us to work on.
I don't really like have them in front of me. I guess I can look on my iPad really quick because I sent them to my mom from my school iPad. Let me just go
Sure.
double.
It's always better if we work on what you want to work on. I mean, we can go through this, but
Okay, do you see the one with a table and it's like complete the table and find balance A 360?
yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
that one. I had a lot of trouble with that one and I couldn't get the last one.
Okay, so this is more like the one we were just doing, which is good,
Yeah, I had a
because
lot of trouble with like the percentages.
this problem it's a money problem like we were doing. It's that same equation. It's that the future value A is the starting amount, 1 plus the interest rate divided by n to the n times t power. So for the last one here, like these are the values of n. They're telling you that that's n, 3,600 is p, that's the rate, that's the t. Okay. So it's just a
Mhm.
matter of putting those values into this equation. So 3,600, 1 plus 0.04 divided by 365 to the 365 times 10 power. Right. So again, really just comes down to getting this into the calculator. Um, so it's again, kind of like we did before. Why don't you give this a try? That's really the hardest part is getting that correct. And you're welcome to use that Desmos calculator or your handheld one. Um,
All right, here. I'm gonna go use the Desmos one.
but
Now that I know how to like get back. All right. All right, I got 5,370.45.
okay, so let me snip in. I know this could, I know that's tough going back and forth, but this is, oh, I see the difference. You are correct. So I had the wrong interest rate in there. Because I was wondering, sometimes that's why I like having you do the calculation because truthfully, like make mistakes. So that's perfect. It says to round to the nearest cent as needed, so it's 5,370.45 like that.
All right. Okay. Can we also do the one that is x plus 7 over 5 minus 3x plus 8 is greater than or equal to negative 5 over 10?
All right, so let me snip that in here. All right. Okay, so here we go. We got a problem. It looks more complicated than it actually is. A couple of things here. There's implied parentheses in the numerator here. which is important.
What does that mean?
Implied parentheses.
Yeah.
It means that they're there, but they're not written. And you might be wondering, well, why aren't they written? That's it doesn't look as pretty with them there, but they are there, and it's to hold what's inside. It's like you actually divide before you do what's in the numerator.
Uh,
Uh, and so,
Divide before you do what's in the numerator?
well, let's just say we we have to clear the fraction, okay? And the fact that these parentheses are there means that you actually want to clear the fraction before you multiply what's inside parentheses.
All right.
Okay, so that's not the best explanation. So your mom was mentioning like there's some things that you didn't quite get in previous classes, and this is one of them. Like, so I can give you a better explanation, but it will take us away from doing this problem. So I'll just keep a mental note of that. Um, One of the issues here is the fractions.
Okay.
Okay, and we really want to eliminate the fractions. So the like correct way to do it is to find what's called the least common multiple of 5, 8, and 10.
Um, is
Okay,
it 40?
so a multiple means like the numbers are going up. So it'd be like 5, 10, 15, 20, 8, 16, 24, 10, 20, 30, and so on. So eventually there's a number that is in all three lists.
Okay.
Okay, now the shortcut to this is to just multiply two of the numbers together. So
All right.
like 5 times 8 is 40, 5 times 10 is 50, and then 8 times 10 is 80. And deciding, well, does the 5 times 8, does using the 5 and the 8, does it 40 is 40 also divisible by 10? It is, and it's the smallest number.
Okay.
So there's kind of a whole like lesson in that, but you're basically multiplying everything by 40. Okay, and that's where these implied parentheses come in.
Okay.
So just go with this for the moment. So this is 40 times x plus 7 divided by 5 minus 40 times 3 plus x divided by 8 greater than or equal to -5 over 10 times 40.
Okay.
Okay, so this part should be somewhat okay.
Yeah,
You're
I
just
get it.
multiplying it. Okay, now the tendency here for students, and I know this is going to sound really foreign, is to multiply in, but you actually want to divide first. Division makes things smaller.
Yeah.
Okay, now, so 40 divided by 5 is 8, so this becomes 8 times x plus 7 minus 40 divided by 8 is 5, 5 times 3 plus x, okay?
Mm-hmm.
40 divided by 10 is 4 minus 5 times 4. Is that okay so up to this point?
Yeah.
Okay, now we can distribute in, okay? So that 8 goes to both the x and the 7. That becomes 8x plus 56. The next one here, this is the classic that you'll see in SAT. You have to treat this as -5, and so this -5 is what you're distributing into both of those.
Mm-hmm.
So it becomes -15 minus 5x greater than or equal to -20. All right. Now on the left, you're going to combine like terms so that 8x goes with the minus 5x to become 3x. 56 and minus 15 becomes positive 41. All right, so this should look very familiar to you. This should be something you solved like in your Algebra 1 class.
Yeah.
Um, you subtract 41 from both sides. 3x is greater than or equal to minus 61. And then oddly enough, this does not work out nicely, which doesn't mean that we've done anything wrong. So Pearson really helps you out. If you go back and look here at well, I didn't snip that part in. I'll snip that in next here. Because you're gonna have Pearson in college or something like this in college when almost every student takes a math class, so it's good to know this stuff anyway.
Okay.
See how it says use integers or fractions for any numbers in the expression. So they're telling you, hey, you might get a fractional answer when you do this.
Okay, so but it
Okay.
doesn't mean like it's wrong though if you don't get an even number, right?
That's what I'm trying to say. And that's you said it perfectly because the expectation as a student is like, oh, I did something wrong. Like, what did I do wrong? And you actually didn't do anything wrong. You just sometimes it doesn't work out nicely. So what I'm going to do here just is double check this using another piece of software that I have on my side, just to make sure, because I know you're probably getting a grade on this. Um, yeah, this is good. So there's a couple other things we could have done to simplify this, but this is your answer. This is what's going in that box there, and you have to hit the radio button there for A.
All right.
All right, is there another problem you'd like to look at before we close out today?
I was thinking, can we do the one about the elevator and the maximum capacity, like with the
Sure.
pounds?
Yep.
Yeah, because like I've had a lot of like those problems like in like class or two, and I just like am totally confused by them.
Now, are you guys using a textbook in class, getting homework from
Uh,
there?
Not like we have them, but we don't really use it. We only like my teacher gives us like a note packet on notability, and
Mhm.
that's what we do.
Okay. All right, an elevator at a construction site has a maximum capacity of 1,625 pounds. If the elevator operator weighs 250 pounds, so the assumption here, and you draw a picture here. The elevator operator, he's 250 pounds. He's a big person. And each cement bag weighs 55 pounds. So there's a cement bag in there, 55, but there could be more than one, right?
Yeah.
All right. And so you don't necessarily need a picture, but sometimes it helps to like see, well, what's going on here? So it says how many bags of cement can be safely lifted on the elevator in one trip? Okay. So you're going to get a number of questions like this in math, and there's a fixed plus a variable. Okay.
Okay.
So fixed is the one that's always present. Okay. The one that's always present because we presume that the operator is always inside the elevator is 250. But what can change? What is the variable in this case? What's going to increase? Or
The 55.
yeah, the bags of cement. So it's 55 times however many bags of cement. And then capacity means like up to.
Mm-hmm.
So that generally means less than or equal to 16, 20, 25. So like thing one here is to be able to write the equation. You wrote the equation. Fantastic. Okay.
Yeah.
Now you have to be able to solve it. Okay. If it were multiple choice, you can maybe guess and check some answers. That would be up here on the SAT, ACT, but here you have to be able to solve it. What is the first thing to do to solve this? Do you recall?
Subtract 250.
Exactly. Okay, so you subtract 250 from both sides. Can you tell me the result? And you're welcome to use the calculator. I'm not anti-calculator. You can use one for all of our lessons.
All right, thank you. I got 1,275.
Uh,
Is that right? I did it by hand. Maybe I should have used it.
yes. Yeah, it is 1375. Take one more look at
Um,
that.
I
I
see
use
it.
a calculator, like even though, math is my thing. I mean, just sometimes you know, no reason to we don't want the elevator falling, right?
Yeah.
So, next thing here is to divide by 55. So definitely would recommend a calculator for that.
Yeah, here, give me a second. Where is it? Okay. 25?
25, yeah. So that's your answer here. Now, what if the answer was like 25.2?
Like round down probably.
So you're correct, but I hear a little bit of uncertainty about why. What's the issue with why wouldn't you round up in this case? What would be the problem?
Because if you have too many, then the elevator would fall. Like,
Potentially, yeah. Now, in truth, engineers design these things to withstand more than the maximum capacity, but you're playing with fire as the cliche. You
yeah.
want to be careful, right?
Uh-huh.
You know, you hear about these things all the time, you know, boats sinking because too many people got on them. I mean, good stuff happens. So
Yeah.
be careful. Maybe not in, maybe not in Vegas, but you know, stuff happens.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That is going to do it for us for today with our try it out lesson.